All right, so today we're going to talk about two categories. The first category is blow money. And the reason why I use this category, and it's one of my favorites, is it allows me to focus on this envelope during the week, and it allows me not to spend in other areas. Now, some of you might be perfect and you may not need the envelope budgeting method, but what I find is at the beginning, if you're a person like I was, where my spending was a little bit out of control, a little bit more on the impulsive side, the envelope budgeting method is perfect for that because it just allows you to get reined in a little bit. So that's what I had to do. So since January, I decided to try the envelope budgeting method, and my wife joined along with me. So every other week on a Saturday, we actually get out the envelopes and we divvy it up so much that if I forget, my wife will remind me, hey, we need to budget. So I know this money looks like Monopoly money. So this is $30. This is what I have left from my blow money from Monday. I usually buy coffee or a snack or something throughout the day. So unlike some people out there, I'm not going to mention anybody's name, but there are some YouTubers, for example, that endorse the envelope budgeting method, but I don't know if they use it exactly like what I do. I am self-employed. My wife is employed, so we have two incomes. And mine is pretty consistent. I sell potato chips for a living. So I have an idea each week what I'm going to make. But for me, I wanted to do the envelope budgeting system so that I can set it up in a way that if I'm making X amount of dollars, whatever I make above and beyond, that's going into my savings, that's going into my vacation, that's going into a wedding, all that kind of stuff. My daughter's getting married next summer, so we're saving up for that. So that's the reason why I do it. Does it work for everybody? No. Is there times where sometimes I use my debit card? Yes, and I have to pause for a second. I'll check on my dog. Okay. I'm looking after my dog over lunch hour. As some of you may know, we have a new puppy. His name is Oliver. He's a Dachshund. And yeah, sometimes he's trouble. So I come home every day at lunchtime and I hang out for about an hour or so, look after him. I just finished taking him outside. It's pretty cold in Canada. If you're in Florida or somewhere else, it's probably pretty nice out right now. But yeah, where was I? Basically, I use the envelope budgeting system because it helps me not to spend any of my extra money that I make. I want to be able to be accountable to that. And that's all this is. It's just being accountable. And like I mentioned, there are times where if I run out of cash, I'll use my debit card because I know how much is in my bank account. I couldn't say that before. I couldn't say I knew exactly how much is in my bank account. Now I have a pretty good idea of what's in it, especially on a week-to-week basis. And that's the only reason why anyone would want to do envelope budgeting is to rein in their spending habits. That's all. It's not to restrict you or constrict you in any way, shape, or form. It's just to create more of an awareness of what you're doing. Because if you're not telling your money where to go, like I used to do, and I still struggle with it, your money's just going to go in every direction. So I have this envelope here. This is called my adventure envelope, and what I do is every paycheck is I actually put $50 and I can use it towards buying camera equipment, whatever it is, for video editing, whatever I want to do. I usually use this money to buy a book, and I'm trying to, I have 2 bookshelves right now, so I'm trying to fill them up with 100% business books, and my wife occupies some of that bookshelf, so I bought 2 bookshelves for upstairs, And that's where I'm trying to get her books to slowly go upstairs so that I just can have a huge library of just business books. So I like to read. So that's what the venture envelope is for. Some people endorse the idea of using a miscellaneous envelope. I'm okay with it because if you're, especially at the beginning, if you're not sure how much money to allocate, whatever money that you have extra, put that in the miscellaneous envelope. And this will change every 2 weeks, I can promise you. You'll start off with maybe 10 envelopes or 6 envelopes, and it'll expand to 13 or 14 or whatever envelopes, and then it'll go back down. But consistency is the key. That is the biggest thing. I use 12 envelopes that are core envelopes, and then I added the venture envelope and this miscellaneous envelope. Oh, I should mention, where is it? Where is it? Oh yes, this envelope here. This is what we have for savings, and I already saved up money and I purchased my daughter's wedding dress. So we went out and looked around. She spent the summer looking for, or I should say, spent September looking for wedding dresses. And then I said to her, when you're getting close, let me know and I'll go with you. So that's what we did. And then I purchased it a year ago. I might not have been able to do that even though I was making the same amount of money. There were many times where I felt broke. I'm just like, you know what? I don't know where our money is. And it was just because I was just spending it, eating out, all that kind of stuff. And I decided, you know what? I want to go to Mexico. So we saved up for it. 5 of us went to Mexico. And then my wife flew to her family's place to go visit her parents, and then also we flew my son back from Thailand, and then I saved up for a wedding dress, and then we're still saving up for the wedding. This is almost like a sinking fund, just sinking. It never seems to get full. Never. Truth is, we're having a blast with that, and I couldn't have said that a few years ago, because a few years ago, if you look at some of the other videos that I've made, I couldn't care less about budgeting. And we went through a tough time where, honestly, my wife, I honestly believe, resented me because I couldn't care less about budgeting, let alone envelope budgeting. I really couldn't. So now, I think we're on the same page because my wife is happier. When you have a happy wife at home, everything seems to go a lot better. This is another envelope that we love, and it's called our entertainment / eating out, because what ends up happening is we'll go out to a restaurant and then we'll go see a movie together, and that's why we combine the both of them. Sometimes during the week, if we go to Jerusalem Shawarma, which I love the wraps there, love their platters as well, their beef platters, their donaires, all that stuff. It's actually making me hungry right now. But I just wanted to share this video with you to let you know that I do the envelope budgeting. I don't make hundreds and thousands of dollars off of YouTube, and I don't have products to sell online. I'm not trying to sell anybody today any courses on envelope budgeting or anything, how to budget better, all that kind of stuff. All I'm doing right now is I'm just sharing exactly what it is my wife and myself are doing. So I hope that you could trust me in painting a picture. Sometimes it doesn't work. I'm going to be honest. Sometimes it doesn't work. You know, there will be some times where you can't figure out how much money you actually need for your groceries. But we're pretty close. We're pretty dang close. I know every 2 weeks we spend $600. Before my son came home, it was about $500. So do the math. Somebody's eating a little bit more. Anyways, is it a perfect system? I know I keep saying that, but no, it's not, because some people just, they diss it because it doesn't work for them. And again, it doesn't work for everybody. But if you're the type of person that wants to get ahead and you want to save up for a business, you want to be able to purchase something, I would like to buy a motorbike next summer. That's one of the things that I'd like to save up. This wedding might take up a lot of my resources, but after that, I wouldn't mind buying a motorbike. So that's one thing. And then also, we're planning on going to see a few, if not one, at least one Blue Jays game in the United States. Might be Seattle, might be San Francisco. So if you're there at a Blue Jays game, make sure and say hi. You might recognize me in the crowd. I'll have a Blue Jays jersey on. Probably won't recognize me at all, but there's so many people there. But I hope that this encourages you to at least give it a shot. Give envelope budgeting a try. And I know it's worked for us. I've managed, both my wife and myself, to save up over $10,000 and counting. Next year, I'd like to have $20,000 just sitting there in our, whether it's our banking account, savings account, whatever, as an emergency fund, etc. I'd like to do that. So, hope this helps. And I am going to go back to work. And I should eat as well. I'm very hungry. And when I get hungry, I get hangry. So I'm going to eat. And if you have any questions, comments, anything, if there's a strategy or a technique that you do in regards to envelope budgeting, just leave a comment. Let me know what works for you, what doesn't work. If you're a fan of this, if you're not a fan of it, let me know. And as always, do not forget to subscribe to my channel because it helps me know that you're interested in videos like this. So thanks for watching.